How possible is it that Joe Burrow gets traded this coming offseason 2026?
You're watching The Quarterback Show.
My initial reaction was this can't happen because of the dead cap. The dead cap on Joe Burrow, if he's cut in 2026, or he's not going to get cut, but cut or traded, is $56.2 million, which we all know with dead cap over the years, you can cut somebody post June 1 or after June 1, and thus you can either take a hit in 1 year. So if they were to move Joe Burrow, again, they're not cutting him, but move or cut a player. If the Bengals move Burrow, they could either divide the hit across 2 years, or they could take the hit in year 1. There's no way this team is going to spend $56.2 million to let Joe Burrow go to another team, unless, of course, we're talking about some sort of crazy player acquisition with draft picks that sets his team up so beautifully they're willing to pay the price. But that's a very, very, very low probability. But I thought to myself, wait a minute. We think we know everything about football because of the historical trending and what we've seen happen in the past.
Smitty, no, you're not hearing me. You're being glib. Anything's possible.
But there's always loopholes. There's always avenues that we just don't see happen because they're rare to ever happen. So I asked my boy Kruger, I said, hey, Kruger, what are the odds, or what is the way that Joe Burrow could be traded in 2026? And this is what he said.
The only real path to Joe Burrow being traded, given that massive dead cap hit, is if he and the team actually agreed to restructure his contract. In other words, Burrow would have to renegotiate his deal so that some of that guaranteed money, the dead cap that makes it so hard to move him, would essentially be lessened or shifted around. If he did that, then theoretically, the Bengals could trade him without carrying that huge financial penalty. So a notable case you can mention is back when Jared Goff got traded from the Rams to the Lions. Now, it wasn't exactly the same scenario, but it was a big contract situation. The Rams had to eat a lot of dead cap, but there was some level of reworking involved to make that trade even plausible.
Describe what would likely be the case in Joe Burrow.
If the Bengals are staring at this huge dead cap hit, like 50 plus million, let's renegotiate the deal. What that means is he'd take some of that guaranteed money that's locked in and basically convert it into something like non-guaranteed money, or push it into bonuses that don't stay on the Bengals books.
It's certainly a doable thing. It doesn't seem like it is because we're so used to rinsing and repeating the processes that are involved in these kinds of things, looking at dead cap, because it doesn't change. The players are usually so, I don't want to say greedy, but locked in on the money that they've been guaranteed. They're not willing to sacrifice it. But Joe Burrow would get paid and taken care of on the other side of this if he was to potentially rework some things. Now, the thing is, I don't think the Bengals are interested in trading Joe Burrow. I think they have 0% interest in trading Joe Burrow right now. But Joe Burrow might not want to be there. I do believe ultimately Joe Burrow doesn't want to leave yet. He loves Jamar Chase. He loves T. Higgins. He loves his team. But I believe he is probably 1 year away from that changing, and his desire to either retire or go somewhere else will trump any sort of love he has for the team. Meaning 1 more year of abuse, 1 more year getting banged up again or injured and out for the year on some catastrophic injury that kind of makes him not even have any drive to come back and rehab and do the things that Andrew Luck kept doing over and over. People forget that Andrew Luck stepped away because he was so tired of being injured, rehabbing. His body was abused. He said he didn't have the life that he was wanting to live in front of him. And Joe Burrow, if he feels this down, and he does look depressed and completely out of sorts right now, in the presser the other day, just talking as if it was doom and gloom. It was dark. It was Joe Burrow saying, if I want to continue to do this, I have to have fun. And he's not having fun. He goes through 1 more year of this, a gruesome, grueling year, especially if there's an injury involved. He will be at a breaking point that I don't think he's at now, but the breaking point will be, this is if he plays 1 more year in a bad situation. I believe he'll be at a breaking point where it doesn't matter that he loves Jamar Chase. It doesn't matter that he loves T. Higgins. It doesn't matter that he loves his fan base or whatever else it might be, his town. He's going to say, I don't want to play anymore like this. So I either go somewhere else or I retire. And if that is the alternative, the Bengals, if they fail one more time with Joe Burrow, they'll feel less optimistic with Joe Burrow. They'll feel less obligated to continue to try this because it isn't working either, even though they love him. There probably would be a trade on the horizon in 2027. So that means he plays 2020. This is kind of my thinking as of what's likely to happen. He plays 2026. If it doesn't go well, the dead cap walking into that next year is only $36 million. But again, they can split that up over 2 years, so it wouldn't be crazy. And also, they could rework some things if they're like, Joe, look, you got to rework your deal. Let us off the hook on some of this obligated money. Go get it from the Minnesota Vikings. Whoever he goes to play football for, the Pittsburgh Steelers, there's tons of options and avenues for him to go play football. But let's back up one more time because I know everyone wants to know about this year. Him playing 2026, playing badly, good, gets injured, whatever, that is a long time from now. Everyone wants to know, what about this coming offseason? Joe Burrow, a lot of people think, wants to play with Justin Jefferson. A lot of people think Justin Jefferson wants to play with Joe Burrow. Of course he does. JJ feels very cheated that his counterpart, Jamar Chase, got to go play with Joe Burrow, but he never did. And we all know that JJ's probably the best or second, at worst, third best wide receiver physically in the National Football League. Many will say one, especially if you got Joe Burrow, he'd be the number one overall wide receiver. JSN's definitely putting up a fight to get into that spot, and Jamar Chase would fall out without Joe Burrow. So JJ and Chase would just swap, and if JSN stayed number one or two, he stayed number one or two. But what a change in value to watch if this did happen, hypothetically, this offseason. If Joe Burrow did manage to get out, if his feelings of he has to have fun, he doesn't feel the organization is going to take him there. Maybe he has some off-season conversations, some early off-season conversations with ownership, and he doesn't like the direction. They don't seem to get what he's having issues with or wanting to fix it, or he gives suggestions and they don't take them. Whatever the case may be, Joe Burrow's negative feelings and vibes right now could turn darker in the coming months. And maybe he does say, I'm going to walk away if you don't trade me. We don't know that. This is all hypothetical and very unlikely, much more unlikely than the scenario I'm painting that Joe Burrow wants out 1 year from today. So he plays 2026. Again, just for anybody in there going, in the keyboard warriors in the comments going, Smitty, this can't happen. You're crazy. No one's saying it's happening this offseason, but I'm trying to go through all the hypotheticals. So my guess is he plays one more year, and if it doesn't work, he's unhappy, forces a trade, or maybe, and I'm not saying he retires, but if he is to that breaking point that Andrew Luck was at, and we cannot act like Joe Burrow can't do this. Andrew Luck was very unlikely to retire at 29 years old. So it certainly can happen, and he's giving us the warning signs that Andrew Luck never gave us. So pay attention. But if we're trying to, in hypothetical fashion, work out how this could happen this coming season so that Joe Burrow never plays for the Bengals again after the final couple games here, we're recording this in week 15, it would be a reworking of his contract. It would be, as Kruger said, taking his guaranteed money, converting it to numerous things, taking away some of the guaranteed money he'd get, but knowing that with his new team, he would get it back. And so it's letting this team off the hook. It's something we just don't see very often, but it's something that we forget is possible. Remember Stephon Diggs when he's traded from the Buffalo Bills over to the Houston Texans? He actually took his contract and minimized it down to a 1-year deal, removed guaranteed money down to a 1-year deal. We had never thought about it. It had happened so rarely. We never had examples of this and never thought that this would be something that would happen. And it did. We were all dumbfounded. We're like, wow, my usual take here on this kind of trade is that it can't happen, would happen, what would happen, how would he do this, why would he do this? And it was new information that we had forgot was an existing pathway for a trade to happen. There's so many things that just normally don't happen. We just act like there's this that can happen, this can happen. I said this the other day on my show. I said there's 0% chance that Joe Burrow gets traded in 2026. I'm taking that back. I'm rescinding my statement. I should not have said 0 because of this potential loophole that we act like it's not there because we never see it. But the truth is, if Joe Burrow wanted to, he could force himself out of a Bengal uniform this year if he wanted to. I'm not saying he does. Maybe I change my tune in a month from now when I start hearing him talk about it. I do believe he doesn't want to leave Jamar Chase yet. But he certainly, like I said, could have some sort of behind the scenes conversation with management and change his tune very quickly and then force himself out by saying, I'll either retire, and they might call his bluff and say, do it. But I don't think they would because they could get something significant for Joe Burrow. So if Joe Burrow says, I will retire or you'll trade me to the Vikings, then, and that seems to be the most likely landing spot because Joe Burrow wants to play with JJ. JJ wants to play with Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's no dummy. He's not going to an organization that doesn't have a wide receiver, let alone an elite wide receiver. And this could definitely be a move I could see happening if Joe Burrow does have back-end conversations that don't go well. And he says, I will retire or you'll trade me. You'll get first rounders. You'll get other players. You'll get rid of obligations financially. Send me packing or I will retire. It's possible. I don't think, as I said a night ago, 0%. I take that back because of this pathway that I wasn't really thinking about because it never happens, but it's certainly a possibility. And if there's one man that says, I don't care about the money, and he'll end up getting it again with Minnesota or whoever he goes to in a different deal. But if there's anybody that says, I don't care about the money, it's Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow wants to be happy. He doesn't care about money. He probably already has more money than he'll ever spend. And as of right now, and of course, he's not going to let money just go, but he knows he'll get taken care of well beyond the amount of money he'll ever need or spend or his family will ever need or spend. So he's going to look out for himself. He's going to do the right move for him, for his family, for his health. Now, if I had to say right now, in terms of percentages, again, it's not 0. The odds that Joe Burrow plays 2026 in a Bengals uniform is way more than 50%. But I can't sit here and say that there's not a 10 or even 15% chance that he gets turned off by behind the scenes conversations and starts to push for a move this offseason. And with all the hype around the Vikings, we got Sports Illustrated, other platforms talking about what the trade scenarios can be, cooking up mock trades between the Vikings and the Bengals, getting JJ and Burrow hooked up together, leaving Jamar Chase on an island, essentially turning JJ's problems right now, unable to be a wide receiver 1 in fantasy, not even a top 20 wide receiver. Those problems shift over to Jamar Chase, and JJ ends up becoming the number 1 or number 2 wide receiver in fantasy football for the next 10 years. It's a wild conversation, and I'm here for it. We'll be reporting on it. Everybody, appreciate you being here. The Fantasy Football Show begins now. Intro. Intro. Where's my intro? Intro's not there. So here we are. Is it possible Joe Burrow gets traded? We just went over it. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop it in the comments, and we'll attack all of your questions right now. And I also have a couple super chats filing on in here. Appreciate you all. So sometimes I'm going to pre-record. This is live right now. Sometimes we're going to pre-record a little intro for you, and that was an intro. Kruger deleted the intro. He might have. I don't know why. I'm going to press it again. I don't know why it's not playing. Let's see if I can get it to play. Intro. Here we go. Let's try it.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
I'm not gonna let it play again. I'm just gonna hit the button to see if it activates it again. What's Kruger doing? I think it might be working now. Yeah.
Live from the Fantasy Football.
You give Kruger the keys to the castle for even 5 minutes, and Kruger takes control. We've got a lot of news to go over. I did want to have this discussion because yesterday and the day before, I'm like 0% chance Joe Burrow gets traded. You don't need to hear my spiel again, but I think we broke it down in a very, very solid way that this is not something that we've seen crazy before. There are a few things in sports that I never thought had a chance of happening. I'll tell you 2 or 3 of them. One, the NCAA tournament would get canceled because of all the money involved in Vegas and everything. And then when the pandemic happened, when there was rumors that they could cancel the tournament, I was like, absolutely 0 chance they're doing that. And they did. Lamar Jackson getting franchise tagged and not a single team trying to acquire him. That I thought would never, ever happen. Joe Burrow, Andrew Luck retiring at 29 is probably one of them because we never even had it on our radar. So hearing Joe Burrow with the dead cap money and everything involved, it seems like a 0% situation, but it really isn't, because Stephon Diggs, other contracts that get reworked by the player that we never see happen, where they surrender guaranteed money and lots of it to get somewhere where they can get their head right. It rarely ever happens, but it's on the table. Just like a player could get extended, right up until I believe the Super Bowl gets played, but you never see that happen. Like, there was talk about how Brock Purdy could have got an extension last season right before this. Like, there's all kinds of things you just never see happen. Joe Burrow would make JJ the number 1 probably. I think he would trump JSN. Even right now with the hype behind JSN, you would have Joe Burrow making JJ trump every wide receiver in fantasy football if they were connected in Minnesota. And as I played on that graphic, Chase goes where JJ's going, down to the cellar. It will be a very interesting situation. We have a couple super chats. I'll get to these 2 real quickly, then we'll get to the news. We got some Week 15 news we got to discuss. Pick 2, Hampton, Harvey, Kyron Williams. I'm going Harvey and Kyron personally. Kyron's safe. I understand he's in a committee, but so is Hampton. And Vidal is the one that finished on a tear in the game last week. So there's some more concern, I think, about Hampton's divide than Kyron. And I'm not sitting Harvey. Thank you for the super chat, Soccer. BBQ says, after playing against Pitts and Bijan last night, I'm not having fun either. Burrow is the fantasy team with top 3 points every year, but not championships. In my opinion, I think it's more than football. Thank you, BBQ. Appreciate you. Keep your head up, bro. We got you. BBQ to the mother freaking moon. Look, I also, if anybody's had a bad year, and there are a lot of people here that have had a great year. Let me preface that for anybody new saying, oh, is it because of this place? There are a lot of people watching right now that have exploded, and BBQ's had a successful, season too. For the most part, I don't know what's happening right now with one of your teams. Sometimes I feel like somebody has doom and gloom, and then you find out they got one team left that's killing it. They're just mad about the one favorite team they have. It happens. But the thing is, this show is not only part of entertainment, part of your daily enjoyment. But there's kind of a nice dig down deep, rebound, revenge, go get next year, take out on next year what you endured this year, the research, the learning, the adjusting and adapting, the revitalization, rising like a phoenix. There's so much fun involved in that aspect. It takes a day or 2 a week. Maybe sometimes some people take longer than others to rebound, recoup, re-energize. But there's nothing more insulting. I'm not saying BBQ saying this. BBQ is the last person that would say this. But just in general, nothing more insulting than when somebody comes in and goes, Smitty, thanks for the great year. See you next year. See you in August. Like, the hard work that we put in January through August is what really vaults people above the others, the preparation, the research. So if you need a week off, 2 weeks off, this isn't directed at BBQ, anybody. take it. Like, take it. Make sure you're good, but make sure you file back in. January 1, we begin. We begin now. I'm doing 2026 content. Go to my YouTube channel on Dynasty or the Redraft, the main channel here. Look at my homepage. You'll see a shelf of 2026 QB shows, a shelf of running back shows. Those are all 2026, doing it live. Hebrew Hammer with a $20 hauler.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Hebrew, thank you for the super chat, young man. He says, we're back. Hebrew Hammer here, 14-man half PPR. Didn't play Evans, was banking on T. T is out. We'll get to that in a second. Dak, CD, Nico, Gibbs, ETN, T, Strange, Waller, Tootin, Flex, Tootin, play Booty. Man, that sucks, man. I don't know if Hebrew Hammer, you saw my response. I forget what I had told you, but Higgins was in the protocol. You know, that was, man, that sucks. You didn't put Evans in. Higgins was in the protocol. There's a lot of risk there, but you can't blame yourself at this point. You know, like they had played Higgins last week. He got concussed during the game. They put him back in. So like I said, banking on the same organization to play him the next week is, you know, definitely something you could see happening. But I did kind of lean this week. If you look back at my last two days of talking about this, I did lean toward, I think they're going to make up for messing up last week by sitting him this week and getting his brain healthy. I said that yesterday just to make sure it was very, very abundantly clear to people. So I'm sorry, Hebrew Hammer, I wasn't, pushing that even more. But as far as the flex play here, chat, vote Tootin or Booty or DK. I lean probably DK. Well, you know what? I probably lean Tootin and swing for the touchdowns. He did fumble his opportunities, maybe away, but we don't know. DK seems pretty safe. DK, the Tennessee Titan receiver, he seems pretty safe, but I might swing big with Tootin. Booty's pretty solid as well. Maybe we go Booty. I don't know. Guys, vote Tootin, Booty, DK. Please vote for Hebrew Hammer. He needs your help. This is a big week for him. He needs to make up for that Evans situation. So please help Hebrew out. He needs your help. Let me hit these two super chats here. This one from BBQ, $20 hauler. BBQ, appreciate you. After these three, I'm going to get to the rest of them. So please forgive me if I put them on hold after these next three. But I have to get to the news so you guys know what's up. Seasons, greetings, Smitty, mods, community, BBQ, miss continues. BBQ dropping 50 gifted memberships in the chat right now. 12 days of BBQ miss.
You've just been Smitty approved.
I think this is, I'm pretty sure this is the third day. Correct me if I'm wrong, BBQ. Third day of BBQ miss. He's dropping 50 gifted memberships in the live chat. What a monster. What a giver. What a Santa's little helper BBQ is if he's not Santa himself. Start Burrow or May this week. I don't think without T, I think I'm leaning Drake May slightly, but it's a very, very tough call. Joe Burrow could be absolutely hungry, absolutely on a terror. And the last super chat for now, you can keep them filing. I'll answer them in order in what you receive, so you want to get it in now. But I'm going to do the news and then get to the rest of the super chats. 11-3, thanks for the part. Thanks in part to this channel. 11-3. Thanks for getting me the first seed, Smitty. With two guys on IR, I'm starting Old Man Rivers this week. Thanks for everything you do. You know, it's going to be fun. I'm here for watching Rivers go out there and try and attempt to do what he's attempting to do. So it's going to be a fun endeavor. Guys, 10 gifted memberships from Husseini, 50 from BBQ. Guys, thank those two amazing gentlemen for dropping those bits of glory on everybody. And Sunbeams, you had a 20.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Sunbeams with a 20. Joseph with a 20.
Alert. Super chat alert.
And BBQ with the 20. Alert. Thank you all three of you for dropping those 20 wads. Let's get to the news. Then we'll get to the super chats. Then we'll get to the phone calls. And we'll have ourselves a day. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got so much to endure or to go through here in the news. Actually, let's go back over to the other screen real quickly. Let me see. Where am I at? There am I at. Okay. Kyle Pitts, of course, this happens now. Kyle Pitts, the Falcons are not scared to use the franchise tag on Kyle Pitts after this huge performance. we'll see what happens with the rest of his season, if Drake London comes back, et cetera, et cetera. But obviously, we're expecting Kyle Pitts to maybe become the player that he once was always supposed to become. But his quarterback situation is a carousel, and London's out. So it's hard to fully know what the value is going to be for Kyle Pitts moving forward, but he's certainly in the top 5 tight end conversation right now moving forward and for 2026 until further notice. Christian McCaffrey illness was removed from the injury report and will play week 15. Never really a question, although the fact that he was being listed as questionable, at the moment yesterday and the day before had some people frightened, of course. Phillip Rivers, it certainly seems like QB Phillip Rivers will start for the Colts in week 15. Look, I've said this for 2 days. He's starting. He's playing. Phillip Rivers is the starter in week 15. Those saying he won't play this week because somebody told them that, they read it somewhere or they heard it from another show that's like, he can't come out and do it. He's not going to do it. I've told you for 2 days now he will. Why would they bring him back to not have him play? Because if they lose this week, their odds of making the playoffs go down to like 18%. So there's no chance they would have brought him back at all if he wasn't going to start this week. Thanks for the content, 38-month-old. Thank you, Banto, or who is that? Cabonito, sorry. I thought that was Banto. We got a guy named Banto, so I just assumed that was him. Banto, if you're out there, shout out that I remember you, pal. Phillip Rivers will start. Expect that to happen. Now, there could be a setback or an injury or something, but for right now, that's the way it's going to go. This is huge right now. Jacobs is still questionable to play week 15. Emmanuel Wilson's a league winner, an absolute straight league winner. This is a brutal matchup, but man, they'll just feed him. If you remember correctly, when Emmanuel Wilson was the starter last time, and he was kind of a shaky play, I believe, by matchup as well. I forget who he faced off against. Does anybody remember who he faced off against his start where he just absolutely crushed? It wasn't the easiest matchup. Don't worry about matchup. If Emmanuel Wilson's in there, he's a great play. Is he a better play than Hendy or Harvey? I'm not saying that, but I'm saying he's a great play. Anybody that has Josh Jacobs as their starter, they can afford to shift things around as their running back 2 or 1 in Josh Jacobs. Plug somebody else in there, and then you're having a flex conversation about Emmanuel Wilson, and you're probably putting him in your lineup. So love Emmanuel Wilson. He should not be available on waivers. If he is, what in the hell are you doing? Breece Hall is not on the final injury report for week number 15. You can safely start him. He's very volatile. There's no question about that. Woody Marks is off the Houston Texans injury report, so you can get Woody into your lineup. Always a risk of getting banged up because he plays so rough and aggressive. Lamar Jackson not on Baltimore's week 15 injury report. You can fire up Lamar, and he feels like he got back on track. He would have had a 3rd touchdown too. That was such a BS overturn of the likely touchdown snag in the end zone. Bunch of crap, a bunch of garbage. Devontae Adams would, Coach McVay said he'd be very surprised if Adams' hamstring did not play week 15. So fully expected to play with those remarks. Alvin Kamara is not playing week 15, so fire up Devin Neal in your flex spots or your second flex spot. I wouldn't call him a lock as a flex in smaller leagues, but I'd say he's definitely a decent play for sure. Dylan Sampson, calf hand, will not play week 15, so Judkins gets a huge bump in confidence. If you're debating Judkins, like Husseini's got Judkins in that one league. I don't know I forget if you're out of that or not. Husseini in that one league. But Judkins is a very, very good play. He'll get all the work. I'm sure they'll rotate some, but it'll be a big, heavy course, full course meal. And Njoku also out, which is huge for Harold Fannin Jr. owners. Harold Fannin Jr. goes to the mother freaking moon today. Now, stranger things have happened. We think, oh, this is going to boost this guy's value, and then he does nothing. But it's certainly a very, very strong play. Justin Herbert hand was not on the injury report. That's ridiculous. What good is the injury report? Herbert hand, broken hand cast, almost took himself out of the game because he kept almost re-injuring it. It definitely re-injured it to a degree, and he's not on the injury report. What is the injury report worth at this point? We got Kenny Pickett starting for the Las Vegas Raiders against the Eagles. Good luck, Kenny. Kenny Small Hands Pickett. Good luck, my son. Alec Pierce removed from the injury report. Great news for Phillip Rivers. And might I say, Phillip Rivers looks pretty damn accurate in practice. I'm not saying you can determine much from throwing footballs around like you're in the backyard, but the balls are nicely placed. Like, Phillip Rivers is looking as good as he could at this moment with the footage we have. Deebo Samuel illness is questionable for week number 15. And before you go, oh, Smitty judging practice throws, I just explained it. With the footage we have, he looks pretty good. We don't have a lot to go on, but he looks pretty damn good right now. Phillip Rivers, I'm excited about it. I love all the haters. I don't know what it is that everybody, like, there are certain people that are for it because they're older and they're living vicariously through and they're biasly like, yeah, Rivers. And so those people are oblivious. And then you got these people that are just hating on it. Why? Maybe they said something negative about it initially when it was getting kicked around, and they put their flag and they planted it and they said, Rivers ain't coming back. And then Rivers comes back, and now they're like, well, if I don't go against this, I'm going against what I said. So now I'm just going to say it's not going to work, so that my initial, receipt out there that I put out there and planted my flag, if it won't happen, at least I feel good about I was right. It shouldn't have happened then, right? You got a lot of twisted ways of looking at things, and people are just not honest with themselves half the time in life, that are haters anyway. Not the quiet people, those are the intelligent people that sit there, they wait patiently, they speak up when they need to, they speak up, but it's the chattering Charlies that have something to say about everything negative. Let me just try and prove that I'm better than everybody. The guys that come in and chatter and say how bad I am and all the haters, any hater, it's rooted in that they want to do what you're doing. So they're trying to prove to everybody that they are the better one. Let me put this out there. Smitty doesn't know what he's talking about. Like, that's what typically the over-chatting Charlie is doing, making up for something else. And so everybody that hates Rivers right now, it's a very similar personality type as a hater in general that wants to crap on this situation, that it's a shot. The Colts, like, hats off to the Colts for giving the fan base a shot. Switch out the Gunners. Let's switch out the Gunners real quickly. Let's go with the old school. Let's go with the old school Mavericks. Old school Mavericks doing it live. These are the old ones. This brings back some nostalgia because this is what I wore at the beginning. And everyone's like, why are you wearing sunglasses? They're blue light blockers. They're for migraines. But back to what I was saying. Colts giving their fan base a shot. I mean, is that not impressive? Is that not absolutely fantastic of your organization? You got playoff aspirations. Your quarterback goes down. You don't fold. You go out. You try something bold. If it fails, hats off. Standing ovation for the Colts. If this fails, I smell meatloaf. Completely in awe at the way this organization's run by an owner that is hands-on. Maybe everybody laughed at her at the beginning, but they're not laughing now because, I mean, this woman knows what she's doing in terms of running an organization. She's got everybody scared shitless that they're going to lose their job if they don't perform. And maybe there needs to be some oversight in the NFL so that other coaches are held to accountabilities that are not just year to year. They're day to day, not just week to week, not quarter to quarter, but this Colts owner's holding everybody accountable hour by hour.
Let him cook.
And as BBQ just said, nothing to lose. Back against the wall. If you've got a problem with Phillip Rivers going out there and trying to do what Phillip Rivers probably won't do, odds are against him. Odds are extremely stacked against him. No one's saying this is an easy feat. No one's saying this is a likely feat to be successful. Trying to attempt to come back at the ripe age of, I don't even know if I got a Phillip Rivers graphic somewhere. Where the hell's my Phillip Rivers graphic? I got to have one somewhere. Old Man Rivers, where is it? I thought I created one. I don't see it. It's somewhere on my screen. I don't know. I don't even have, how disrespectful of me. I can't even put up a Phillip Rivers graphic. The poor guy doesn't even have a thumbnail. Hats off to him. So I don't even know where I was going on this. Deebo Samuel, questionable with an illness. We'll see how that ends up playing out. It seems like there's an illness striking a majority of the NFL right now. So we got that piece of news. Let me see. What else do we have? We're almost done here. Phillip Rivers. Oh, that's where I was going. Phillip Rivers. I think I already did this, but it certainly seems likely that Phillip Rivers is going to start. And then Alec Pierce, he's got his weapons. JT's going to get a bunch of carries, and we get back to the age-old question of the week, at least, is who do you start at tight end if you've got Tyler Warren and other options? Is Tyler Warren the guy that you want to play walking into week number 15, 16, 17? I say yes, because this man is accurate. I'm watching footage of him in practice, and you can make fun of that all you want. It's all we have to go on. And all I'm going to tell you is when I watch Phillip Rivers throwing the ball, I'm not saying that he's not going to get hurt. I'm not saying this is going to work. I'm just saying I'm watching a man throw an accurate football, a very accurate football, football that is literally on the fingertips of everybody running a route. And it's over and over and over. He's hungry. He's got nothing to lose. As BBQ said, his back is against the wall. The Colts have nothing to lose. And Tyler Warren probably is going to be a safety net for an older man that's trying to not just destroy his arm. He's probably going to connect with Tyler Warren, who's probably a QB's best friend everywhere he goes. Every time he's ever landed on a roster, he becomes the QB's best friend. This guy ran design routes in college. They brought him in. They're running design routes from now. You don't think they're going to run design routes for him in this game? He'll have 3 or 4 guaranteed receptions off design plays that get Phillip Rivers to release the ball quickly. I'm excited for this. If Rivers doesn't get hurt, I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be a wild ride that I'm here for. No matter how it turns out, I am excited for it. And I think it was the right move to make. The damn fan base deserved it, and they stepped up and did it. The Colts stepped up and delivered. I don't know that I have any other news. I think maybe 1 or 2 other things. We got Jaden Reed's shoulder was removed from the injury report. And then we have, we have 1 or 2 more things maybe. Josh Jacobs, we did that. Aaron Jones removed from the injury report. So Mason gets lesser value there. Addison, Achilles removed from the injury report. Watch that Achilles. That's rough. Debo Samuel, we talked about. Pierce, we talked about. Kenny Pickett, we talked about. Devontae Adams, Kamara, Dylan Sampson, and Njoku. That is it. We are done and completed through the news. You are all caught up. Let's hit these 2 super chats. Michael Wilson or Genty. Honestly, I'm probably going Michael Wilson. The way he's been delivering, the matchup is brutal. But I think through sheer brute force, you probably get him to have some work. And Genty, I just don't know that the game script will even be comfortable at all. You know, our hope for Genty is 2026. Our hope for Genty is that they change their staff out. They get some offensive line gurus in there, because half of it is the offensive line itself, the personnel, get rid of them. The other half is coaching, because these guys don't know where to go. They're not blocking properly. 2 men are trying to block 1 defensive player, and another defensive player is walking in like he's robbing the place. He doesn't know what he's doing. There's no alarm. There's nobody there to catch him. The place is wide open. He just walks straight in, and you got 2 linemen blocking 1 defensive guy, and they have no clue what they're doing. It's personnel more than it's coaching personnel more than it's player personnel, but it is both. It's a waiting game. I think it's 2026. Unfortunately, it's hard to start a guy named Ashton Genty right now, and that's a sad, sad fact. Help. Need a flex play and wide receiver 1. Start Mike. I sat Mike Evans. So you're starting 1 flex play, 1 wide receiver. So T-Mac, Devontae Smith, Michael Wilson, Rico Chuba, Tyler Warren, Devin Neal, Fannin on my look. Fannin's a safe play, but do I go T-Mac and probably Rico? I think I do. Chat, please vote. You need 2 players, 1 a wide receiver. Probably going to be T-Mac. Michael Wilson and T-Mac's a fun play as well if you want to bank on the PPR likelihoods, but I think Rico to me is a very fine play. Guys, vote 2 of them. 1 has to be a wide receiver, please. 2 players. T-Mac, Devontae Smith, Michael Wilson, Rico Chuba, Tyler Warren, Devin Neal, Fannin. Please vote on 2. Let's help out 20 and give him his proper attention. BBQ says Rivers will feed Warren. Let's hope. I mean, yeah, Antonio Gates, floodgates, let him open. Antonio Floodgates, do it live. Super chats have been handled. Any other ones that flow in, I'll handle in order in which they're received. I don't know that the phone lines will be working successfully right now. Let's try and open those bad boys up. I think it might, think we might have to go to the speaker, which is fine. The audio will be a little off, but let's go ahead and try and see if the system audio is working. And if not, then we'll switch over real quickly. But phone lines are open. Dial in. Call
into the show. Call into the show.
Old man Rivers, baby. Old man Rivers doing it live. If Wilson was against any other team, I would vote for him for sure, but not versus the Texans. I don't blame you. Elgin, if you can't hear, go ahead and speak, young man. You're live, and if I don't hear you right away, just hang tight. I'll switch the audio over. Are you there?
Yeah. Can you hear me, Smith?
Yeah, I can. Perfect. That's weird.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Just a quick question. I got 2 running backs that I need to start. Well, 3. James Cook, Calvin Williams, or Chase Brown. You got to pick 2. I'm sorry. You have to pick 2.
Yeah, I mean, we're starting James Cook. That's a lock.
Okay.
This is tough, bro. With Higgins being down, I might lean toward Chase Brown because we got Kyron sharing work. They're keeping him healthy. At any moment, he could blow up, though. And he's still getting you 70, 80 yards and a touchdown most games, even sharing work. But I think Chase Brown's guaranteed this massive volume. When Higgins is down, when a familiar face is gone, Joe's going to lean on the other 2. To me, even if you get this wrong, this is the right play. Chase Brown, James Cook. I don't even hesitate. But I love Kyron. Don't beat yourself up if Kyron outscores both of them. It happens. That's the nature of you having 3 good players when you should. I'm not saying you should have 2, but trades, and if you can't pull off trades, then you just have to deal with this kind of depth. So it is what it is.
Well, let me ask you this question: do you think the Patriots and Bills game gonna be a shootout? Because
I don't. Mute yourself real quick, caller. Patriots Bills shootout.
Yeah. Do you think that's going to be a shootout?
Could be.
Because the Rams and the Lions, that's going to be a shootout. I think that's going to be up and down type game, though. So
you never know.
It's kind of tough, though. Yes.
You never know, bro.
Yeah.
Way these things work, what they're fighting for. I mean, that game last night should have been we knew it would probably go this way because it's Thursday, but it definitely had the ability to be a higher scoring game at halftime. We knew that there was a chance it wouldn't, but yeah, I don't know.
And guess what? I had Bucky Irvin yesterday too, so I had him in my style lineup.
you what?
So
what was it?
I said I had Bucky Irvin yesterday in my style lineup.
Yeah. All right, bro. Appreciate you. Call back if you got another one. Yeah, that does suck when you Smitty slacking on the weighted vest. You challenging me? You challenging me, pal? Are you challenging me? I'll put the weighted vest on. What do you think I am? What do you think I am, bro? What do you... We're going weighted vest? We're going weighted vest. It gets a little hot and sweaty in here, but we're putting on the weighted vest. This is, I think it's 30. Forgot to look it up. Caller, you're live. Who's this and where are you calling from?
Steamroller Steve from Tampa.
Steamroller Steve. This is the good Steve, right?
You got it. Yeah. I'm not the infantile Steve.
What's up, Steve? What can I do for you, pal?
Hey, listen, I've been in a quandary trying to set this lineup. I'm really stacked. I need to start 2 in full PPR. I got Rico, Hendy, Hampton, Wilson. And
hold on one second. Hold on one second. Rico, Rico, Hendy, Hampton, and who else?
Wilson and Harvey.
Wilson.
Full PPR.
And how many do you need?
2.
2. Jeez, bro. I think I remember you telling me this before. Like, I tried to make trades. Did you? What in the hell are we looking at, bro? I don't know. Jeez. I would say process of elimination. Hampton's sharing too much work to be in this mix, even though I love him. Jeez. Hendy, Rico, Harvey. Your high risk, high reward plays are, I'm going to check mark them. Hendy and Harvey give you the most bang for the buck, but have probably a little more risk. If Wilson's starting, he's probably the safest player, but his matchup, the situation isn't the most ideal ever. So it's like you gotta pick your poison here. You could say Rico and Wilson are the safest, but there is risk involved. I don't know.
I'm just thinking. I'm thinking with
a roll with. Vote in the chat.
I'm just thinking with. I'm thinking with Carolina. In the taking the top spot now. That Rico's going to be motivated. He's one of those feel good guys, and he wants to prove him that he's the lead back. I just think he may go off this week.
Yeah, I like Rico a lot. I'm not hating your commentary, John. Why you gotta always be negative? What does he want to be in a wheelchair when he's older? Carrying around weight is awful for your spine. John, why don't you tell us how you're not being negative? Go ahead and tell us, because now this is where you enter and go. I'm not being negative. This is just me being honest. It's just me expressing my opinion. You're always negative. It wears on people, John. Like you've already been knocked off the Dynasty channel. You're hanging on by a thread here. I'm such a giving man. I haven't booted you from the main channel yet. I keep giving you chance after chance. And then, but everything I'm doing is negative, and you're gonna say it's not, John. Let's see what John says now. I'm not. I'm just explaining You're always negative, no matter what I'm doing. You're negative to what I'm doing, John. You don't see it. It's constant. It's constant. Ask the chat, John, before you say I haven't done. Can you believe Smitty? Can you believe what Smitty's saying? He's so sensitive. He's so sensitive, John. Every single time. Anyway.
Don't break the Prozac in half.
Travis, what are you doing here with this situation? Chat, please vote in the chat. What two are you picking out of these these 5 monsters?
I'd start Hendy and Harvey, but I know there's risk there. It's awfully hard to sit Wilson right now, even with a matchup.
So who are you going with? What two?
Personally, I would start Hendy and Harvey and know the risk with it.
Yeah. But chat, vote. Hendy, Harvey, Hendy.
I understand if someone would want to take one of the safer options, so mix it with one of the riskier ones.
I think Rico's going off, man.
Well, bro, you need to trust your gut.
Yeah, you got to go Rico if you feel that. Yeah.
I'm going to go Rico, and I'm going to go Hendy.
I like it.
I like that.
I like it. Don't worry if you get it wrong, bro. You we're all getting this wrong. The whole chat is going to get this wrong 5 times out of 6.
I'll call you Monday.
Yeah. Let us know how it goes. All right, later, bro. Appreciate it, Steve. If you got another one,
Thanks,
give it a call later.
All right.
Travis, let me get these. Now my back's hurting because I'm thinking about it. Damn it, John. Like, it's in my head now. Now I'm like, oh, is my back gonna hurt? Like, John, you're ruining the vest, bro. You're ruining the vest. Smitty had a good thing going until John had to open his mouth. I'm not letting it define me. I'm wearing this damn thing. I'm running with this damn thing. I'm squatting with this damn thing. Weighted vest. Let's ask Kruger if the weighted vest is better or worse for you. Let's let Kruger decide this one, not John. Hey, Kruger, is a weighted vest good or bad for you? Like, what are there negatives? Like, if you don't have any back issues, are you okay using a vest? How much more calories are you burning? Like 20% more, I heard, by wearing a vest than not wearing a vest.
Yeah, absolutely, Smitty. So a weighted vest can be a pretty solid tool if you're looking to up the intensity of your workouts. If you don't have any back issues or joint problems, it's generally safe to use. It's kind of like adding a bit of extra resistance to whatever you're doing, whether you're walking, doing bodyweight exercises, or just trying to burn some extra calories. In terms of how many more calories you're burning, that 20% figure is a decent ballpark. It does depend on the activity and the weight of the vest.
Why is my user John in the chat telling me this is bad for my spine?
Well, John, Well, John might just be a little concerned about the general idea of adding weight to your frame, especially if you don't have experience with it. But as long as you're using the vest properly and you're not overdoing it, like starting with a reasonable weight and keeping good posture, it's usually totally fine for your spine. It can even help build some strength.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, Kruger.
You make me feel like a spaceman, Smitty. Always happy to help.
Thank you, pal. Appreciate you. All right. Let me go over to Travis. What were you saying? I guess maybe I'm done with.
I wouldn't say anything.
Super chat. I was going to super chats, wasn't I?
Yeah, super chat.
Yeah, okay. All right, caller. I got another caller on hold. Please wait. I'll be right with you, pal. I'll be right with you. Coach says Hendy. Coach loves Hendy through thick and thin. The man's never wavered. Appreciate you. Full PPR, pick a flex. Wilson, Fannin, Debo, Harvey. I'm going Harvey. I would say Wilson if it wasn't this horrible, worst matchup he could have. Fannin's pretty steady if you want a safe play, but I'm going to go Harvey personally. But Harvey does come with more risk than Fannin. Fannin is a safer avenue, just a little bit less upside. Although in Njoku out, maybe the upside's to the moon. Drop Alec Pierce for Roma Dunze. No, I don't think so. I mean, we don't even know if Roma Dunze and Caleb have ever met, to be honest with you. I love Rome, but he's dealing with a fracture. They say he's off the injury report. Like, give me a break. So, Alec Pierce is off the injury report, and I'm going to go with that for right now. Debo, Genti, Reed, Ramondre, pick one. Give me Genti in this situation. Debo's sick right now. We don't even know if he'll play. I'm not picking Reed or Ramondre over Genti, but I'm not extremely excited about Genti, but that's a place where I can't get to in terms of sitting Genti with those options. Picked up Wilson. Even if Emmanuel Wilson plays, Emmanuel Wilson or Neal, I'm going to go Wilson. Wilson's proven. Like, Neal's pretty good. I don't mind Neal, but he's not. Wilson could be elite. Not saying he's elite like long-term in fantasy, but he could have an elite game. He's already proven it, so I'm going to go with that. Wide receiver 3, Jaden Higgins or Slayton. Probably Jaden Higgins by a hair, but that's a very, very preference, very debatable call right there. That, like, you can't even get. They probably rotate. You're going to get that one wrong a lot just because it's hard to predict when a player like that is going to do well. Matchup almost doesn't even line up with it. All right, Travis, you're live.
Yes, I meant to say last night, just to kind of put things in perspective, and I know people don't always like to hear it, but aside from Pitts last night, like, people aren't dead in the water. I know a lot of people like lose, have 2 or 3 players have good games against them and think, oh, my week's over. But like, even Bucky was only 6 points under his projection, and Buka basically his projection. If you're facing Bijan, he was, I don't know, a handful of points over his projection. So you're not chasing a ton of points. So, like, a lot of people that are making desperate moves and thinking my week's over, like, they kind of got to put it in perspective, because comebacks happen all the time. So yeah, I know people like, feel negative, and I understand all that, but you got to make sure, like, flush your season before it's over.
Yeah, I think, can everybody hear me okay? I know I'll get a little echo when I use this mic, but I think it'll be fine as long as I mute myself when Travis is, or whoever's talking is talking. But yeah, I think you just said this, but yeah, like, it's crazy because, like, even last night people were like, "Oh my God, I'm down." I lost. I should have started Mike Evans over Buka or whatever. But yeah, it's like Buka had 11. How many points did Evans have? It was like.
He ended up with.
It was like 130, right? So 13, 19. Yeah. 19. So 19 versus 11.
8 points.
Yeah. 8-9 point difference, and yet people were like, "Oh, I missed 19 points," or they're thinking in their head, "I lost 20 points. Oh my God!" You didn't. You lost 8. Like Travis just said, you can make that up. Like, it is what it is. You're always going to have that too. You're always going to have that. Super chat here from DTX. He says Hampton or Michael Wilson. Chat, can I get 10 votes on Hampton, Michael Wilson, please? 10 votes on this question right here. Michael Wilson is almost unbenchable except for this week because it's the worst matchup he could possibly have. Maybe Surtain could be worse, but it's this is a bad matchup. It's a horrible matchup. You know, Watson, Christian Watson and Michael Wilson Jr. are two players that, aside from this week, are almost unbenchable. But I think in this case, you could really make an argument that Hampton is safer, but it's not something that you can lock in because, you know, Hampton is in a rotation and there's some complexities to that situation as well. So you could probably say that Hampton and Wilson both face challenges. But chat, vote on it, and let the vote begin in the chat. Travis, what else you got?
So with the Rome situation, would you be playing Roma Dunze, Charbonnet, Strange? Would you rather flex right now?
Roma Dunze, Charbonnet, or Strange? I'd probably go Charbonnet, but if it was like Fannin, I would like Fannin more than Charbonnet, but I think Strange is a little bit tougher to sell. And Charbonnet feels like they just love him. He's a goal line guy. He gets that touchdown. I feel like one of the next 3 games, I think Charbonnet is going to have a huge game. Huge game. I don't know when. My gut tells me he's going to have a huge game and complicate this situation in 2026 offseason, but we'll see. All right, rock out. You're live.
Yeah, would you pick up Hunter Henry for Goddard?
Hunter Henry for Goddard.
Goddard had a good week last week, but hasn't been too consistent.
Yeah, I think I'd rather have Goddard right now, but it's super close. Hunter Henry's been good though. They're pretty close to similar. I think I would just lean on Goddard just because he's been pretty good throughout the year. You could say that, yeah, he had dropped off again, but seeing him bounce back a little bit last week is just reminding me of how they use him in spots, and I think that once Hurts starts to use him, he uses him for like 2 or 3 games. So I don't know. It's a tough call. Crapshoot, trust your gut.
And would you play him over Ferguson if Ferguson doesn't play or does play?
I think that's news dependent. I definitely would lean toward Fergie if he's fully healthy, but I think we got to wait on that. Travis, what did you say to the Hampton Wilson? And Rockout, you can answer this too after Travis, but Hampton or Michael Wilson?
I said Wilson, only because I don't know what the split's going to be, and like I know people might look and say, "Oh, Woody had 15 points against him," but it took 24 or 26 carries for him to get 15 points against the Chiefs. So,
he didn't have a lot of yards.
Rock out, Wilson or Hampton?
Tough matchup, but I'd still go Hampton.
Heinies.
Depends on his
Both
flax,
shooting
too.
top defenses.
I can play both.
Take my chances, McBride. I mean, Eagles is not a crazy matchup. It's a pretty tough matchup, too.
Yeah, that's a good point. I have myself muted. I don't know. This is tough. I'm probably going to lean toward... I'm not going to mute myself every time. It's kind of annoying. So if you guys hear an echo from the phone line, it is what it is. I don't think the echo's even that bad. Some people were like, the echo, but I listened back and it was barely, it wasn't even that bad. I'm going to go. I'm going to go McBride.
Garbage time.
What, Rock Out?
And Arizona gets that garbage time when they basically are in prevent defense.
That echo's not that bad, right, guys? It's not that horrible. Like, tell me it is or isn't. I don't think it is. Let me know in the chat. But I mean, you're gonna hear it a little bit. It's fine. It's not a big deal. You'll survive. Okay. So we're getting. What did we get on the vote? Sounds good now. Well, I just switched it, so you're gonna have to hear it. Feels like a trucker CB. No, it's fine. It is what it is. Yeah, I don't think it's that bad. It's all good. Okay. Let me know as we go. But and then as for this other question, Jacobs, I mean, I hope you pick up Emmanuel Wilson. If somebody else has him, you slept on that. But I think you're probably starting Javonte until further notice, bro. So Jacobs is very questionable to play. If he played, you play Jacobs. It's plain and simple. I'm going to go Bowers, Jacobs, final answer. And the good news is the game script's going to be so bad, probably for both of them, but Houston's so tough. The game script's going to be so bad for LV that they're throwing, and the game script will be good for Bowers. I'm going to go back. Chat, vote one more time, please. Bowers, McBride, let the chat have at least 15, 20 votes on that. Bowers, McBride, let it rain, please. Let it rain. Man, this weighted vest definitely adds. I mean, like I'm just talking, and I'm breathing a little heavier as I'm talking. Like this weighted vest is legit. We got a bunch of McBride votes. McBride, Bowers, McBride. All right, hang tight, guys. Rock out, mute yourself if you could, so I don't have the extra reverb that for some reason your phone line creates. Sat Evans, womp womp. So I'm reading it. I'm not doing that for him. He wrote that. So on the same topic, pick two: Judkins, Harvey, Dowdle. As much as I want to go Judkins because you have Sampson out, I'm still playing Harvey and Dowdle. In another league, Harvey or Wandell Harvey. You could put Harvey on the bench in the first one and go Judkins and hedge your bets a little bit and go Harvey instead of Wandell if you wanted to. But personally, I would probably go Harvey, or you could put Dowdle on the bench. But I think because I think I go Harvey, Dowdle, and Harvey. Final answer. But chat, vote on that one if you got a different opinion. And thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you, my boy. And then this last one here from Irish to start three. Judkins, Watson, Tracy, Wandell. Great show. Thank you, pal. I'm probably starting Judkins and Watson without hesitations, even though the matchup is tough for Watson. It's still not. The options are not making me sit him. Tracy is going to play. He's good to go. Wandell. What did Wandell do last week? Does anybody have that information? I feel like he what's he done the last games?
He was a bye last week. We have to go back 2 weeks.
Or last couple games, I mean.
Oh yeah, bye. So against the Patriots, 8 targets, 7 for 34. But against Detroit, he went 9 for 156 and a touchdown.
But he's been kind of on
Jameis, one was Nick.
He's kind of been on a drought since.
He's their top target.
I don't know, man. I mean, I guess I go Wandell in full PPR because his targets are 11, 11, 9, 14, and 8. You can't ask for better than that. So 11, 11, 9, 14.
Terrible just a slot.
Wandell. Tracy's sharing work, and I know Tracy's going to go crazy. All right, rock out. What else you got?
Yeah, I need one wide receiver and 2 flex. DK, Harvey, Marks, and Ladd.
DK, Harvey, Marks, and Ladd. DK. That's
one wide receiver, 2
Is that
flex.
DK Metcalf? Didn't you ask this last night?
I have a similar team.
Oh, DK Metcalf,
Yeah.
Harvey, Marks, and Ladd.
Basically DK or Ladd at wide receiver.
DK, and then Harvey.
I got Harvey and Marks in my flex right now. Unless you want to flip one of them for Ladd.
Okay, so you're just asking me between Marks and Ladd then?
Yeah, Marks and Ladd.
Okay, so yeah, DK and Harvey, I'm locking in. Marks and Ladd. Chat vote. Marks, Ladd, Ladd, Marks. What do you feel? Probably.
Yeah, right now Marks got a better projection, but that don't mean nothing.
I guess I go.
Chubb is Chubb out?
Is that what?
Questionable.
Chubb.
Questionable.
Yeah, Chubb. We don't have full. He's just
Yeah,
questionable.
I think Chubb's questionable.
Man, I don't know.
Arizona gets killed by the run.
Yeah, I think I'm probably going to lean
Right.
more.
Yeah, right now he got a 15-point projection.
I'd say
To
Marks.
Ladd.
I do think
12.
Ladd could bounce back, but I'd say Marks.
Yeah, I'm just not sure about Herbert with his one hand and running all the time.
Hey, Herbert's off the injury report.
Oh, ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
I know the injury report's such a joke sometimes. Woo!
Wasn't Daniel Jones out the injury report?
I feel lighter.
Who?
I got an indentation from the glasses on my nose. It looks like I got shot in the. I feel lighter. I'm flying high. I feel light. Woo! All right, rock out. Anything else?
And you would do Ted McMillan over Debo and Watson.
Yep. Ted McMillan.
And you would go Warren over Fan.
Not necessarily. Not with Njoku out. We have new news today, and so this is a debate, man. Fannin with no Njoku against the Niners, right? Niners.
Chicago.
Or no,
Fannin.
Chicago. I'm sorry.
And then Warren versus Seattle.
Warren plays for Seattle.
Against Seattle.
I mean plays against Seattle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Warren is it at Seattle or versus Seattle? Sorry, man.
At Seattle.
And
then Fannin in Chicago in a cold game.
At Seattle, at Chicago. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Warren plays in Seattle. I mean, I definitely think. Chat, vote on this one. Warren at Seattle. Fannin at Chicago. Give me at least 10 votes on this one. We've gone back and forth. I do think Rivers is leaning on Warren a ton. I think Rivers.
Flex rock.
But Fannin looks great, and with Njoku out, I don't know what. I mean, this is the number one wide receiver there in Cleveland. I think Judy's doing well with Shador though. Chad is leaning Fannin, and I kind of agree with the Njoku news today. I think Fannin goes to like the number 4, maybe number 4, number 3 tight end play this week. This week anyway. But I mean, man, I don't know. As Travis said, if you can find a way to flex one of them, maybe in a bad spot, tough call.
Only one I could flex would be, let me see.
What if Rivers just spoon feeds Warren though?
Yeah, I can only flex McMillan.
I don't know.
Unfortunately, I only have one flex in this league. Unfortunately,
This is a tough call, bro. It's a tough call. Like, we don't know what we're looking at with Warren and Rivers. We just have no clue. Seattle's such a tough defense. I'm gonna say the defensive thing pushes me over. Like playing Seattle pushes me over to the Fannin side by a hair. If Warren and Rivers were playing up against a middle tier defense and we were unknown about the connection, then it'd be even Steven. But I think Fannin at Chicago, no Njoku. I don't care if Chicago can take the football away. It doesn't prevent Shador from throwing the ball to Fannin. It just means there's
the Seattle defense be balling too.
Chicago minus 5 degrees. Is that true?
I don't know if it's -5. I think it's in the teens though.
Let's ask Ziggy. I don't think Kruger knows. Ziggy, what will the weather be like in Week 15 in Chicago for the Chicago Bear game?
Weather for the Chicago Bears game this Sunday will be extremely cold. Temperatures are expected to drop below zero with wind chills potentially reaching -15 to -25 degrees. Would you like to check the Chicago Bears upcoming schedule?
No, Ziggy off. I'm sorry, Brian. I didn't mean to leave you on hold so long, Brian. I forgot you were there, bro.
Are you talking to me?
Ziggy, shut up. Off. Brian, you're live.
No worries, Smitty. I actually lost the call. This is BA. I just wanted to say that I found you like 4 months ago, but you and Dope and Travis and everything, and started out 4-4. Now playoffs. So
appreciate you.
Thank you and thanks everybody. Started out with a super chat.
Yeah. You what? What about super chat? You sent a super chat?
Started out with a super chat and then ended up in the community. I'm gonna be here for a very long time.
Attaboy. Very long.
Just
time.
wanted to ask. Oh, forever. I'm here.
Okay, there you go. All right, go ahead. What can I do for you, bro? Appreciate you.
No, I appreciate you. So one's for all the marbles. I keep getting. You guys have already helped so much, and I figured it's the night before, so I'm stuck at the flex spot, and you've seen this question before. Jay Warren, Fannin, Watson. I know you said he except for this week was unbenchable, and Neal, and yeah. What would final answer? I'm just gonna do it.
One play?
Yeah.
So a lot of you guys are saying thank you. Thank you, big man, little big man. Appreciate that. He's his hardest worker. Thank you, little big man. I would say this, bro. And a lot of weather's coming in, a lot of weather concerns coming in. Ziggy, you said it's going to be cold in Chicago for that Bears game in Week 15, but is it going to snow at all? And is there going to be any wind?
For the Bears game on December 14th, there's only a 3% chance of snow during the day and 4% at night. You'll be more concerned with the wind. It'll be blowing at 12 miles per hour during the game and 14 miles per hour later, with temperatures between 5 and 13 degrees.
On the field, though, what's that going to equate to as far as wind?
On the field, you'll feel a steady 12 miles per hour wind from the west-northwest during the game. It'll be enough to make those passes interesting, but nothing that'll blow the players off their feet.
Is it possible Caleb Williams will find Rome Odunze with that wind?
Caleb Williams will like
man.
With the 12 miles per hour winds, but he's shown he can adapt. Concerned about his accuracy in these conditions?
Yes, I very much am, Ziggy. Hold on. Ziggy off. Chat, can we vote on this one, please? This guy needs to win this. Jalen or Warren, Tyler Warren, or you said Jalen Warren, the running back, right?
Yeah, Jalen Warren. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Jalen Warren, Fannin, Christian Watson, Devin Neal. Please vote.
I have Jefferson too, but
JJ too. Let's put JJ in here. He deserves to be in this question. That's so sad, bro.
Yeah,
what do we got in our? What do we? What kind of world we live in? I'm not mad at you, Brian. I'm just saying, what kind of Spider-Verse are we in right now? Did we get ourselves twisted up in where we can't even, you can't even put JJ in this question till the very end. You're like, by the way, in case it matters, I'm Justin Jefferson. Son of a B, bro. That's the world we live in? The question is, I even care. I think I'm like, yeah, we're not going JJ. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, if it wasn't Dallas they were facing, he wouldn't even be a thought. I don't think so. I think it's probably tough to start him, right?
I don't know. Like part of me, I'm gonna maybe take a stance that is not advised. Okay, let me put it this way.
That's not to say you can't get 20 points.
Bannon is the safe play. So if you want safe, I hate giving you a double talk, two-way answer, but unfortunately you're talking about a question we're pulling our hair out, bro. Safe play is Fannin. Okay, this is safe. Everything included, weather, all that you got it, but it's still safe. But is it 10 points, 12 points? You might get what Ibuka got. Like, you got to be okay with that result. Like, he could get, 10 points. JJ's going to get you 11 yards like he got last week. Or this is a game where they overfeed him. The matchup's good. He ends up having a day. So JJ's your extremely high risk. He just had 11 yards last week. His quarterback had 3 touchdowns, J9, and he only had 11 yards. So if he can't do anything when J9 is having a 3 touchdown game, what the hell makes us think he's going to? I don't know. But this is your high risk, high reward play.
Yeah, you guys have been my lucky charm. You even said that I'm fine with the double answers. You said Evans before last night, but you high risk, and I was a chicken. Didn't happen. Missed out on that opportunity, so I guess I'm going Fannin then, huh?
Well, but that I wouldn't think you would if you're saying you chickened out on the high risk play and you missed out. Aren't you wanting? Isn't that mean you want to go high risk in JJ?
Well, I don't know. I think
I missed out.
Had upside. Evans had.
I'm going to chicken out again.
I might have to chicken out again.
I'm a chicken.
Yeah.
Bro, it's okay.
The only other thing. No, I'm sorry, Smitty. The only other thing I was going to ask was that with Warren, he's been pretty safe, right? Like, he's had 12, 13 points.
Yes.
Do you think he's...
we're not even talking about Neil right now, who's a pretty steady play. He's pretty locked into 10 points. I don't know, bro. Your question, can we put this off till tomorrow? Because it is Friday. You said the night before. It's not the night
be
before. Here. Okay, yeah. Tomorrow. Let's
right.
Let's circle back on this tomorrow night. Okay.
Tomorrow night, I'll be here. Thanks, Smitty.
Call in, bro. All right, later. I don't know. This one's too tough. Rock out. Final thoughts.
Give me a second, 1 second.
Oh, yeah.
Give me a second.
Oh, okay. Travis, anything else? We'll be back tonight for the midnight show. Rumblers, I got my Rumblers over. Oh, I'm so sorry. Husseini super chatted, and Snowland, you still there? I told you guys I'd stay all over the Rumble chat tonight. I've already dropped the ball a little bit. But I'm here. I'm reading it. Husseini over there says, got 6 out of 10 people in the Dynasty League. I made 4 spots for. Let everyone know to join. If anybody wants to join the Patreon, I'm not in this yet. I'm not saying I'm going to jump in it. I don't want to make people think I'm going to, and then they get all pissed off because I didn't. There's probably a 25-30% chance I will join. Just because I'm not a very good owner. I don't have time. In the Marsman League, I left Ott in my lineup. I don't have time to check anything. I don't. That's why I want to have an intern. I need Water Gump, to run all my teams. And then if he screws him up, we'll laugh. It'll be fun. But I'm a horrible owner. I have too much going on. I have 2 or 3 leagues that I try and completely stay on. But even those, I don't have time because I go live and I'm doing 10,000 things. And sometimes I'm walking into Thursday and I'm like, I can't even check. I just hope to God everything's set up. I'm live. I'm doing shit, you know. But I might jump in. I might not. But if anybody wants to join the Patreon group Dynasty League that's being assembled right now by our boy Husseini, Snowland, are you there, bro? Please let me know you're still there. I feel so bad. Snowland just dropped another super chat, and I left it hanging for like I don't know how many minutes. Freaking Snowland doesn't give up though. He's a fighter. He'll come back. He'll come roaring back. I know him. But Husseini says it's only $10 a month. Cancel any time on the Patreon. That's right. I don't know what his entry fee is on this league. I imagine like $100, but it's a Dynasty League. Anybody wants to join the Dynasty League, get on the Patreon. The Patreon's only $10 a month. It has nothing to do with the league per se, but that's where they're assembling this league. Here's the Patreon link. I'll pin it in the live chat. The Patreon is my live chat group. This is where a lot of these leagues get created. And even if you want to get in, I believe it was who was the other person, Travis, yesterday that was wanting to do the it was Daniel. Daniel wanted to do a redraft league. And Daniel, are you out there? So if anybody wants to create that, I don't know if Daniel created a redraft link or league. Daniel, you didn't create one or post one. Husseini created the Dynasty one. But if anybody wants to join it right now, you got 4 spots. 4 spots available for a Dynasty League right now. I believe it's a $100 entry. Aldi in the chat, appreciate you. Add me in the Dynasty League. Well, you better get on over and reply to Husseini and click on the link that he has. He's inviting people into the league. You can find that on the Patreon. Travis, final thoughts?
Nothing really. Just the pitch franchise tag thing was making me think, and it'll be interesting to see who gets tagged and who doesn't, because tight ends and running backs are kind of loaded for free agency, depending on what happens with those franchise tags. So it'll be an interesting topic in the off season.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've looked at the list or not.
Yeah. We're gonna break down the tag. I'm gonna do a tag show, franchise tag show.
Yeah,
so we'll break that down. It'll be fun. 11-3 with the bye week.
Thanks, Smitty.
All right, later, bro. Not counting on London and Wilson coming back. Drop any for booty. Pierce, Worthy, Pearsall, Reed. I guess Pearsall, yeah. Dropping Higgins for Reed, bad move. I probably would keep Reed over Pearsall, to be honest. Pearsall hasn't earned anything in my mind. Where's Snowland, man? I feel so bad Snowland dropped his super chat. Here's Snowland's super chat. Here's Husseini's message. Again, get on over to the Patreon. That link is pinned in the live chat if anybody wants to become a part of that. BBQ, thank you for the gifted memberships. Husseini, thank you for the gifted memberships. You guys rock. So 6 out of 10 people joining the Dynasty League so far that Husseini's creating on the Patreon. So get on over there if you want to get in. Stacked. Start 2, full PPR, Rico, Hendy, Hampton, Wilson, and Harvey. Snowland, thank you again for the super chat, pal. I'm going to reply in here. Snowland, where are you? My answer is to Snowland. Or is his name even? It's Roland. Sorry, Roland, not Snowman. I'm reading his name wrong. Roland. S. Roland. Appreciate you, my boy. Roland. Land. We'll call him Land. Landman. We'll call him Landman. Landman. Sorry, I keep calling you Snowland. Landman. I'm going to roll with, let's see here. Start 2. Rico, Hendy, Hampton, Wilson, Harvey. I'm going Hendy, Rico. No. Hendy, Harvey. High risk. Hendy, Rico is safe. I roll with the first. But I accept the risk involved in this going Hendy, Harvey. Rico might be a tad safer, for sure. Land, appreciate you, my boy. Poor guy. Calling him the wrong name. He's been waiting. He dropped a super chat. Hope he comes back. Thank you for dropping those Rumble rants. Appreciate all my Rumblers over there. If you guys haven't followed me on Rumble, we're going to soon have Rumble exclusive content that is outside of this show. So please hit that link and follow me on Rumble. And if you haven't followed me on the Dynasty channel, hit this link and follow me on the Dynasty channel. And then the Patreon link is pinned in the live chat. All right, we are done. Rock out. Final thoughts.
Would you play Burden or Mechie? I got to replace Harrison and Higgins.
Burden. I like Burden. I think what we expected Burden to do last week, he'll do this week. Although the weather is brutal, but I think I'll bank on him.
They can handle it.
All right, later, bro.
All right, cool.
And rock out. Maybe ask someone tomorrow night too if the weather we start getting a little more wind. I don't know. That's a tough one. It is brutal weather. Thank you all. Thank you, Land. Appreciate you, Landman. Damn, Landman. All right, guys. I'll be back for the Graveyard Show. Appreciate you. I'm live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. Live whenever big news breaks and live at midnight almost every single night on the YouTube channel. Don't forget to follow me on the Rumble channel. Here's the Dynasty channel link. I just dropped it. Here's the Rumble channel link. I just dropped it. You need to have all of these subscribed to because they're different shows. You will not get everything over here. Appreciate every single one of you. London or Wilson. London and Wilson took me out. Super desperate. What's the question though, bro? I don't see the question. All right. See you all later. Appreciate you. See you tonight. Midnight Eastern. Thank you for the gifted memberships. Gifted memberships by BBQ and by Husseini. We had 50 and 10. Appreciate you both. $20 haulers tonight. Can't thank you guys enough. Joseph, Sunbeams, BBQ. Thank you for all the super chats. See you all tonight at midnight Eastern. Deuce.